Okay, good morning. Welcome. And my name is Gretchen Stewart, and I'm a coach with Parity Coaching and Development. And today we're going to talk a little bit about using digital manipulatives for live lessons. So, a lot of us are involved in live lessons over Zoom and Google and different platforms, Canvas, Blackboard. And it's a new thing for a lot of people. So today we're just going to talk about how you can maybe increase engagement and be able to use all those tools that you have back at school that you might not have at home, and definitely that your kids can't access. So today we're going to consider a structure for live lessons that incorporates engagement strategies informed by brain science and best educational practices. But in layman's terms, it really just means we're going to try to figure out how to put a little more fun into our lessons and wake kids up. Because sitting there in their chair looking at a screen is actually something that, according to brain science, kind of tells the brain to go to sleep a little bit. So we're going to learn these things by playing with and experiencing some interactive digital resources. So first thing I'd like to ask my participants today is, how are you feeling about live lessons? And the reason I'm doing this with emojis is because we've geared this presentation to elementary teachers and support staff. So I have a happy kind of mouth open smiley emoji in the blue, and I'm not sure emoji on the white in the white. So can I ask Amanda, if you would share how you're feeling about live lessons today?
I am definitely feeling like the teeth clenched emoji.
Can you say why a little bit?
Mostly because I haven't used the digital resources in live lessons yet. It's all quite new to me. I used, when I was in the classroom teaching, I would use a lot of digital things, but to actually teach a lesson digitally and use the resources, I'm still learning.
Great, thanks for sharing. And Tammy, did you want to share?
Yeah, I would say that I also feel like the teeth clenched emoji because it is all such new learning for us. And I've gotten, good with the Zooms and sharing my screen and different things, but I feel like there's a lot more that I could still learn how to do to get the kids more engaged.
Thank you so much. And I would say that I probably toggle between both of these. Sometimes I'm really excited about, and sometimes I'm like, ooh, I don't know how that's going to play out with kids. But the great thing about this is we can feel free to experiment and use each other to do that. And that's part of what we'll do today. So thanks for sharing. And also, I just wanted to give you an example of a way to check in with kids using simple icons and just a audio prompt to a question, kind of helping them talk about their feelings during this time. Okay, so let's just jump right in. I went ahead and selected some common type of IEP goals and objectives, and these also appear in grade level standards to give you examples of some online manipulatives, games, puzzles that you can use in order to teach concepts, reinforce concepts, practice, and have fun with. So the first one I selected is identify number of objects in a set. And I'm going to show you two ways to do this using an amazing resource called ToyTheater. So I'm going to get out of my PowerPoint. And I'm going to go into my desktop. Can everyone see my desktop?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and of course I have my email. All right. So this is ToyTheater, as you can see here. And this is a great resource. It's free. You do not have to sign up, log in, do anything. this is how it appears when you type in ToyTheater, and I have it here as a shortcut on my desktop. Just to show you around a little bit, this on the right-hand side, this is an ad, don't ever click on it. Sometimes there'll be a play or a start button here, and I'll show you that in a minute. Everything you need is housed within this window. So if we're thinking about identifying number of objects in a set, and we're thinking about how we can make our lessons more engaging and fun, ToyTheater offers you 2 or 3 different approaches. And in structure-wise, I thought I would show you starting off with a game, because the game activates the dopamine centers of the brain. So it gives that happy, kind of excited feeling versus maybe your sedentary paper and pencil task that the kids are used to. And novelty, so something that's novel or new, also excites the brain. So I'm going to go to math. If you can see up here at the top, there are these icons. I'm going to click on math. And then I'm going to click on counting over here to the right. Or I thought I was going to click on counting. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to go to subitizing seeds. So again, we're working on identifying number of objects in a set. So you can see here, and this is a start button I was telling you, to don't get confused by it. So you can see here that we've been given kind of this girl who's planting seeds. So at this point, I'm going to give control. So as the teacher, I might say to the student, okay, Mandy, today we're going to work on, identifying number of objects in a set. Let's play the seed game. And Mandy, I'm going to give you control of my keyboard.
Okay.
So will you move your mouse? Or if you have a touch screen, just kind of move. What are you using? Sorry.
I'm using a mouse pad.
Okay. Can you move your mouse around?
Uh-huh.
Do you have,
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, let me, oops, sorry, I hit something. This is what happens. So actually, let me demonstrate first. So the number here on the pot is 1. I'm gonna find a set of seeds that I might think is 1, and I'm gonna drag it and drop it into the pot.
Okay.
And you see that 1 leaf grew up.
Awesome.
So now, Mandy, it's your turn.
Okay. Do I just click this? It says, I think this might give me the power. Maybe not.
My computer is funny. It keeps, so I'm going to give you, so when I gave you control, I'll give it to you again. You should have it.
I'm moving the screen by accident, I think. Okay, hold on.
So it says you have control.
I think I have control.
Okay, give it a
Okay.
go.
Oh, wait. I'm not able to drag it.
I know it's not letting me drag it
I
either.
like to start.
Oh, somebody has control. Who's that? Is that you, Tammy?
Yeah, but I can't.
There
Oh,
you
yeah. Yes, I
There
can.
you go.
Okay, go ahead and, yep.
Boop.
Okay.
All right, so now you see that 2 different kinds of seeds grew up. Tammy, go ahead and continue for us.
Okay.
Awesome job. Now, Tammy, pick something that does not represent a 7 so we can see what happens when a student might make a error in selection. So it simply just goes back and they keep trying.
Mm-hmm.
So now why don't you just pick the one that's 7? Great. So, and both of us have control now, Tammy. So you can continue to have control, but at this point, I'm gonna now So that was a way to identify numbers of objects within a set in a kind of a game fun way. And now I'm going to actually go over to the teacher tools, and I'm going to go to virtual manipulatives, and look at this, ladies.
Whoa.
So many manipulatives. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on color counters, and I'm going to make some sets. So I'm going to make, and you can turn the volume down on your own computer when you're doing this with kids if you don't like that sound. And I'll make one more. Okay, so Mandy, can you tell me how many counters I have that are blue?
6.
Great job, Mandy. Tammy, can you tell me how many counters I have that are red?
4.
And Mandy, how many do I have that are green?
3.
Great. So this is an example of how to use your manipulatives. And I'm going to go back to this great big choice board of all these different manipulatives. I would encourage you all to play with these to see how they function. Some function a little differently. For example, let's do the 2-color counter 10 frames. So 10 frames are used a lot, I know, in Eureka and different kind of math programs. You can use these the same kind of way. By moving them. So Tammy, how many red counters do I have in my 10 frame?
5.
And Mandy, how many yellow counters do I have in my 10 frame?
Also 5.
Okay, so Tammy, do you know how many counters I have all together?
10.
Thank you, very good.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use these in different ways, and there are different tools. So the pencil here, the eraser, function kind of just like you would if you were using Word, and you can trash the whole thing to clear the canvas. So you can also use this for different problems. So we had 5 red, 5 yellow, and if I were to ask you to use numbers to represent this, students can actually use their mouse to represent it right underneath. So Tammy, you still have control. Can you select the pencil for me?
Uh-huh.
You might have to hit it again till it's yellow. Great.
Okay.
And can you write the number that represents how many red counters we have? Awesome, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an example again, how you can use this for kind of making your pencil and paper digital. All right, so I'm now going to go back to my PowerPoint. And so we kind of looked at 2 ways to use manipulatives in games for identifying numbered objects in a set. Let's take a look at something that really all of what you're doing is about, which is figuring out problems and solutions to problems. So this is a really fun one. I'm going to back to ToyTheater. And I'm going to show you in the puzzles tab. This is a game that actually my son really likes to play. And it's all about problem solving. I turn the music off while we're talking. This is called Parking Block. If you click on full screen in ToyTheater, this is kind of what you get, so it becomes a little larger. And we're going to play level 1. And initially, these games usually start off with some directions. So, Tammy, we're going to be working on problem solving today. Would you like to start off with a game?
Sure.
Awesome. So we're going to try to get this orange car out of the crowded parking lot by sliding the others out of the way. So Tammy, you have control. Why don't you go ahead and try to get that orange car out of the parking lot, and you can use your mouse to slam it or slide the other cards around.
Wait, how do you, oh, you can only move the other cars. I gotcha.
You can move your car too. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So, okay.
hard
Nope.
to drag.
You're doing a great job. The cars can only move in the direction they are parked.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, I see. So,
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I like that move you made.
okay. Now,
Little
go
more.
this way?
Yep.
Okay.
Great job. Awesome.
Took
All
me
right.
a minute.
No, great job. All right, let's see. Let's work together on this one. I'll go first, and then why don't you go? So let me see. I see I have a school bus here. Whew, I got to get that out of the way, but this car is in the way. So I'm going to make that move. All right, Tammy, your turn.
I'm going to move this car back here.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to try to move the school bus. Ooh, I don't have enough room. I don't have enough room. Well, that was my move.
Okay, I'm going to move this car back.
Nice. All right, now I think I can move this. And now it's your turn. Awesome. Great, we worked together on that. Thank you so much. So that was an example of a problem-solving game, and all of the games here in ToyTheater are all problem-solving. You have some classic games, and you in your puzzles, all of these are all problem-solving. So I really encourage you to take a look at those, and a lot of them you can match up with your standards and your IEP goals. What do you think about that, Mandy?
I love it.
Okay, let's go to another one. And let's take a look at this. This is a common standard or IEP goal, the ability to collect, organize, display, interpret, and analyze facts and figures. So if we go back to ToyTheater and we go to math, this game, Fruitfall, is great for charts and graphs at your early elementary grades. And Mandy, were you ever able to gain control? Let me see.
We can try one more time.
Okay, so right now it says that you have control. Can you give it a try?
Sure. Do I just move the apples to the farmer or just press start?
Move your there you go. Yep, now move your mouse to catch the apples to move the farmer.
Oh, move the farmer, got it.
Okay, so what happens is the student catches the fruit and then it automatically graphs. So let's say I have 2 kids in my session right now. So Tammy, you saw that Mandy caught some apples. Can you, and so at the same time that I'm talking, I'm now gonna give, oops, sorry, my computer. I'm now gonna give control to Tammy. Tammy, can you select how many apples on our graph Mandy caught? Great job. Okay, so now Tammy, it's gonna be your job to catch some pears. So you'll click start and then you'll, yep.
Yeah.
Great job.
Wow.
All right.
That's so much better than mine.
So Mandy, can you select this on your screen? That's annoying. Computer likes iTunes. Can you select on your screen how many apples Tammy caught?
Yep, 4.
Awesome. And now, why don't you go ahead and try to catch some oranges?
I'll try.
Okay. Yeah. Tammy, Mandy, what kind of mouse do you have?
It's just the mouse pad. It's not an actual mouse. It's just
Mouse
a
pad. And when you do it, do you have a arrow on your screen?
I do.
And
there's just a big delay.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So that'll be important, I guess, when you're working with your students, is kind of determine that.
Yeah.
Determine what each student's device is able to do, and then you can appropriately decide on games. So this game goes all the way through different fruits, catching, and there's so many opportunities to talk about the graph and the chart and all of those different things. So let's now take a look at, so now we've been sitting here doing some on-screen activities. So it's really important, I think, during your live lessons, especially if they're starting to go south and the kids are starting to show that they need a break or you need a break or whatever. At-home scavenger hunts can make for quick and fun movement breaks. So right now, both of you, actually all of us, let's get up and go find one thing that makes us happy and one thing that frustrates us.
Okay.
Ready? Yep. And go, and then come back. And when you're back, just let me know.
Okay, I'm back.
Tammy, you're back. Great.
Mm-hmm.
And let's wait for Mandy.
Okay.
You're back, Mandy?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share what I got. I got a candle. It's called the Blood Orange Smoothie Candle. It smells so delicious, and this makes me feel wonderful because I love the way it smells and it calms me. And my frustrating thing I got was my phone. Because I'm just tired of being on my phone, and sometimes it rings when I'm trying to do something. I feel like I have, I don't know what you call that syndrome where you're always looking at your phone.
Yes.
I have that, and
Me too.
it frustrates me. So,
Yeah.
Tammy, what did you grab?
I actually grabbed my phone, but for the opposite reason, because it makes me happy. Only when I'm using it for fun things, though, like to watch funny videos or something like that. And did you talk about oh yeah, your phone is frustrating. And then I couldn't find anything really frustrating, so I just found I was pretending I was a kid and found my ruler. Because it's really frustrating when I'm trying to measure and I keep getting the wrong answer.
Thank you. Mandy?
I brought my potted plant, which are purple calla lilies, because they make me happy every time I look at them on my windowsill. And the thing that frustrates me is I brought a tray of my daughter's paints, because as much as I love painting with her, she does this thing where she has to dip her fingers into every single jar, and she just gets paint everywhere. So it's a love-hate relationship with the paints right now.
Yeah. Thank you guys for sharing. So one thing that parents have been telling me is that parents and teachers, that it's a little confusing how to work on social goals and emotional regulation goals that you're actually measuring and tracking when you're doing it digitally. And things like this is one example where you can prompt students to start talking about their feelings in kind of a non-threatening way. Versus catching someone during a Zoom, saying, hey, we're not using our listening ears, or all those things. So, and it also tells the brain that it's time to wake up, because sitting actually tells the brain that it's time to go to sleep. So the more you can get your students getting up, standing up, taking breaks, the better. Okay, so my computer doesn't want to let me escape. There we go. So let's take a look at 3 more quick manipulatives on ToyTheater, and then we'll be done. So reading is one that we're working on a lot, and a lot of IEP goals consist of reading certain words, lists of words, hot words, sight words, etc., especially at the early grades. ToyTheater has so much in this area. So if I go back to ToyTheater and I click on read, a fun way to work on reading words are the hidden picture parties, and you can see them here. And I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to hit start. So this differs from the other kind of picture parties that are in ToyTheater that give you the object to look for, and here you have the words. So I'm going to give control to Tammy. And Tammy, can you read this word for me? Did I lose you? Tammy? Are you there?
I couldn't find out how to unmute myself on this.
No worries.
Okay, cup.
Yep. Can you find the cup and select it? Awesome. All right. So I'm going to, let's see, Mandy, let's try you again. I'll give you control after my computer wants to look at iTunes. All right. So Mandy, you have control.
The word is scissors.
Okay, can you find them and try to select them? Awesome. Great. Okay, so that's an example of making it fun versus just showing words on a screen. Let's take a look at turn taking, which is next. So turn taking is a skill for working in groups, et cetera, and it's also kind of a common IEP goal that has to do with cooperative learning. So there are so many games here to work on turn taking. I want to show you just how a lot of the games work here. So I'm going to choose snakes and ladders. I'm going to turn the sound off for our purposes, but the kids often like sounds. So I'm going to go ahead and, Tammy, I'm going to give you control. And we're going to play a 2-player game. So it's person versus person. This other selection is person versus the computer.
Okay.
And then here you allow to have X amount of players. So if you're teaching a live lesson with 3 kids and you've determined they all know how to control their screen and they can all do it, you can choose the 3 or the 4 or the 5. So I will select 2 players for now, and I'm going to be green, and then Tammy, you can select your own color. Great. And let's go ahead and play. So the arrow down here says who goes first. So I selected green, so that means I need to then roll the dice. Dice rolls, and the pieces move automatically. I got an extra one. So I get to go again. And then you just go back and forth.
Okay.
So, and Tammy, now it's your turn to roll the dice. So this is we won't play the whole game, but this is an example of how the games work in ToyTheater, a lot of them. And let's just take a little tour and then we'll be done to look at all the other kind of ways you can use ToyTheater. So I'm just gonna run through the tabs. So math, you can see, is organized kind of by concept here at the top. And then there's also a grade level organization. There are so many different things you can do here. And I just encourage you to check them out. You can use this little math test as kind of your speed drills with basic math. Reading, there's so many things you can do here. A lot of quick little things you can do, like alphabetical order. You're just placing things into order. So I gotta try again, and then I can fix that. In art, the art tab is actually very cool. There are basic things like drawing, all the way to building things, and doodling on classic art, which is fun, coloring in different pictures, looking at symmetry. And there's an animation tool, which is fun. The music tab is awesome. I've actually used this xylophone. Check it out. And you can record songs, you can play songs. There are songs here that are already there. The puzzles tab is great. There's kind of an on-screen Simon. So now I have to,
Can I go play?
now I have to select the different so I got that one wrong, so then I would do it again. Let's see. Of course, a lot of games. This is one of my favorites, Reversi or Othello, it's called. And then the teacher tools are just very numerous. A lot of these online manipulatives.
Ooh, fraction strips.
Yep, yep. A lot of them are math orientated, but you can use them for other things. So I would encourage you to definitely get a look at these. I know we don't use analog clocks a lot anymore, but there is some stuff for telling time digitally as well. So we've run through some of ToyTheater's great digital on-screen manipulatives. Let's check back in. And my question is, when we first checked in, we all shared how we were feeling about teaching live lessons. Let's check back in and just share how we might feel now knowing that we have another tool we can use.
Well, I'm really excited to just start exploring it and getting comfortable with these resources.
Thank you, Mandy.
I
Tammy?
agree. I feel the same. I feel like this kind of opened up a whole world of things that, you know, will be fun to explore, and then with the kids, have them try.
Yeah, so I wrote a blog about using ToyTheater with a few more little tips, and you can find it at paritycoaching.net. My biggest thing that I would encourage you to do is just put ToyTheater in your bookmarks, spend time playing with it, write down your favorite tools and your favorite games, and then little by little, you can work with the students to determine their abilities to control the screen. You can kind of see about their devices, whether these in a trackpad like Mandy was, or a mouse, and kind of see how it interacts. and then you can start playing. I actually have a student in my home that uses these. His teachers use ToyTheater, and I can tell you from experience that it's really engaging for him, and it helps break up maybe the monotony of some paper and pencil tasks and kind of put the game element back into learning. So I want to thank you all for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.